Before we start the show, which we just recorded like an hour ago, a news bomb just happened, and we got to talk about it because it's absolute madness. We've been waiting for the winter event to be announced. An hour after we recorded the episode, Niantic hits us with it. So check this out. From December 18th through January 2nd, there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on in the game. Santa Hat Pikachu, Delibird coming back, Shiny Delibird, which is absolutely crazy, Delibird clothing items coming to the Avatar store. Adam's going to lose his frickin' mind. And then, from December 18th through the 22nd, double candy for catching and transferring. From the 22nd to 26th, double Stardust for catching. 26th to 30th, double XP for catching. And the 30th to 2nd, incubators are twice as effective. Also, from 7K eggs, Munchlax. Are you kidding me? We're going nuts. Adam's getting exactly what he wants. Melissa's getting exactly what she wants. New Pokemon are coming. Snover's going to be coming. It's absolute madness. We're recording in just a couple days for episode 59. We'll cover this in detail. And oh my god, I love this game. What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to a very exciting episode 58 of Lured Up. Fucking PvP is here!
PvP is here.
Today's Friday, December 14th, 2018. I'm your host, Ken Pescatore, joined by my two freaks of co-hosts, Adam Tuttle and Melissa Pescatore. Hi, guys.
Hey, that's me.
Fucking PvP's here! Woo! Yeah!
Oh my god, it's a party.
Woo!
It's here.
It's
It's here.
It's fucking fun.
It's here.
All right, we're gonna dive deep into the PvP. A little housekeeping real quick. We held off on recording because we wanted to, have all the PvP goodness for you guys. I even made a sweet fucking thumbnail for an episode that never came out saying that we were dying waiting for for a PvP, but now it's here. So, oh my god. I'm so excited. All right, housekeeping. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/gottawatchemall, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people.
It sure is.
I want to give a huge shout-out to our show supporter tier patrons, Brittany, Jay, Jessica, Keith, Matt, M. Pitts, Terry, David, Chris, Sydney, and Bacon. Thank you guys so very much. We appreciate it.
You guys rock.
You're freaking awesome.
All night long.
All right, on today's show, PvP is out. It's a ton of fun. We'll dig into it. It's fucking great. Type effectiveness has been changed in the game. The landscape has changed. So we'll go over that, and we'll talk about understanding type coverage. This is going to be the most important thing that you're going to need to really know inside and out if you want to take your PvP game to the next level. Go Hub did an APK mine of 0.131.1. We're not going to dig too deep into this because this was one of the fastest turnarounds from APK mine to roll out to release. It happened really quick. Everyone, it took us by surprise. It started propagating in the app stores. People were downloading it, and like the next day it was forced. It went so quick. So we'll dig into what's still remaining behind the curtain of 131.1. Lugia and Ho-Oh are back for this weekend only, which is pretty exciting. Sort of. Some people think it is. Some people think it isn't.
It's all right. I want 100% Ho-Oh.
We have some sort of confirmation that Delibird is on his way back. So
he's coming.
That is the best news. I looked into it.
We know he's coming. Yeah, we know he's coming. It's just
we know he's coming.
It's just weird the way it rolled out, but we'll talk about that. There's new boxes in the store, and they do not disappoint. We have the best Ultra Box we've ever had. And at the end of the show,
it's a Christmas miracle.
It really is. We'll talk about the an Ultra party doing, a 2,500 CP party. And again, this is going to be based on just looking at what Pokemon we have in our storage based on CP and just randomly picking them. Because ultimately, when we develop real squads and real teams, I want to compare them back to what we chose without really doing any thought, just looking at them and picking. So, PvP is out. It's fun.
Holy crap, it's fun.
The first night it came out, Melissa was very proud of herself.
Oh.
She beat me.
And me!
I beat both of you mofos, so eat it.
She was like
hardcore grinders.
She goes,
all
screenshot. I was like, damn.
I recorded it, but then I deleted it because I was like, I'm just embarrassed.
Honestly, it was one of the most satisfying nights of playing Pokemon Go I have ever had. Being able to just jump in there at my measly level 37 and take your fucking asses down after you guys have been grinding and dumping Stardust and changing moves and all this bullshit, and I was just able to fucking eat you guys apart. I loved it.
She beat me. Loved it. She had a whole Pokemon in weight. Like, she dominated. I was just like, this isn't going well at all. Fuck.
I loved it. It was
her
so
freaking
fucking
Lapras
satisfying.
destroyed us.
It was the Lapras. It's a tank. It just wouldn't go down. Fuck.
No, my Flygon.
And the Flygon, yeah.
I didn't even see that, so.
Exactly. Get some, bitches.
All right, so it did experience some bugs at launch, but for the most part, it was a pretty freaking seamless rollout. Kudos to Niantic, and they gave us the prep ahead of time that this was going to be a staggered rollout, starting with level 40s. But literally 5 minutes after it released, I was able to battle with Melissa, and she's 37. So it started coming down really, really quick. And, ultimately now it's down to the base minimum, level 10. So you have to be level 10 to take part in PvP, but it's out for pretty much everyone. You could hit level 10 in like 30 seconds. The invite system works really well. We'll talk about what we already can tell it lacks, because there's no way of knowing if the person you're sending an invite to is online. And if
there needs to be some sort of notification system or some
a little green dot. Just give me a fucking green dot or something. Let me know that they're there.
That they're online, yeah.
Right. And they need to add the function of allowing push notifications when you get an invite. Because if your game is closed and you get an invite, you're never going to know it. So it would be nice to...
Right, if I'm driving Niantic, I want to be able to pull over and battle somebody.
Exactly. But the battles move super fast. You can get through them very quickly. We talked about it last week about how this was going to be a tap fest, and we were kind of into it. But guess what? That's what makes it so fucking fun. I've never seen Melissa furiously tap harder.
I loved it.
It was like she
many cracks in your screen.
She was training like fucking Bruce Lee, hitting like Makiwara would. Like, she was just like, she was fucking wailing out, and she's like cracking up, laughing, and like, I was like, I go, this is fucking great. I go, we would not be having this level of excitement and fervor and madness if this was turn-based. Like, because everyone's tapping their fucking asses off, it's just mayhem, and it was so much freaking fun. Adam sends me a text. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, it was just so fun. It was awesome. It was such a good time.
Yeah, because Ken beat me too. I was like, again, I have no idea what I'm doing.
But type effectiveness is paramount. We'll dig into it in the next segment, but that's really the most important thing, especially now with the increase in the modifier, which we'll talk about. It is a tap fest. I'm okay with it. Team leader battles, they're not challenging at all, but definitely can keep you busy. And if you want to throw some, you can make them challenging by not using your best Pokemon or using off-type Pokemon. But Adam will kind of talk about in a minute all the different Pokemon that each of the trainers have. They're fixed Pokemon. So you will know if you battle Candela in the Ultra League, you'll know exactly what Pokemon she's going to bring. And she brings the same, set of 3 every time. Now, Ace Trainer, that medal is back. It made a lot of people very happy. It made people that already had over 1,000 very salty. But, of course, I was at 424 or something like that. Like, so I have a long fucking grind to get to 1,000. So I tried to develop a strategy, and I think this works really well. And I'm going to make a little quick video about it. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram, of a method I did to grind the Ace Trainer medal. And this is what I do. So I'm Team Valor. I'll always fight Candela if I'm going to do a trainer battle. So if you battle Candela at the Master League level, she brings 3 Pokemon, and Adam will dig into this: the Infernape, Electivire, and Moltres, right? So I developed a party where I just use my 100% Kyogre. So if you have any really strong Kyogre that you can just put in position 1, you can ultimately grind her entire Master League party in less than a minute and a half. So from door to door, from hitting the button to pull up the battle screen to hitting OK at the end after the winning animation and everything, I was able to get this down to a minute and 17 seconds. So I figure if I play for an hour, I'm going to be able to get, 40 or 50 of these, Ace Trainer medals boosted a little bit just by grinding the shit out of it. It's boring as hell, but you better believe I'm going for that gold in Ace Trainer. And Adam, where are you at with Ace Trainer?
I'm at 43.
Nice. You've got a long way to go there, sister.
Yeah, I do.
I am currently sitting at 303.
Okay, yeah. So you guys got just a big, just as much as I. I mean, I'm at 470 now. So I've done like 50 battles with Candela using this method, and it works really well. But Adam, why don't you take us through the Pokemon that each of these trainers are going to bring per league? And again, there's not a lot of diversity here, so you can use that to your advantage and exploit it to, get your, grind on.
This is my favorite thing, like going through this and like seeing. I'm battling Candela and, like you said, Infernape, Electivire, and Moltres for their Master League. That's sweet, but then I get surprised when I go to the Great League and see different Pokemon.
Right.
So Blanche's 3 is going to be Lapras, Gliscor, I don't know how to say that, and Articuno. And then Spark is going to be Manectric, Melodic, and Zapdos, all for the Master League. And if you want to go to Ultra League, Candela starts with Alolan Marowak, Houndoom, and then Infernape.
I like this because you again, now you're going off type 2 here, because now you're going to have to be, play with Dark, with Houndoom and stuff. So it starts to give you, it necessitates a little bit more strategy than the real straightforward Master League. I like how they did that.
Yeah, you could bring like a Bite Crunch Gyarados or a Bite Hydro Pump Gyarados. Right, so you get the Dark typing and the Water type. Or if you change the moves, so you're using
exactly type
Waterfall
coverage.
And then Hydro Pump and then Waterfall and Crunch. And then Blanche is going to bring Alolan Ninetales, Glalie, and Lapras. And then Spark has Alolan Raichu, Magneton, and Manectric. This is where everything like changes, and it surprised me. Candela for the Great League is going to have Slugma, Vulpix, and Charmander. And those aren't necessarily hard Pokemon to take down. And it's just like, why would you make them so easy? But then I realized that, beginner players that, just got to level 10 or whatever that are going to battle these.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They need that ease, if you will. And it's still, they get a chance to experience all these Pokemon, all the type differences. Even though there's no differences, they're all just fire types. Blanche is going to have Magikarp, Phoebus, and Squirtle. When I battled this, I literally just started laughing. I was like, are you serious?
The carp.
I thought it was a joke, honestly, because somebody had posted that Spark had all Bidoofs.
Yeah, that was me.
That was funny.
That was me. They were like, what does Spark bring? And I'm like, 3 Bidoofs.
See, and honestly, I was like, oh my god, if Blanche has 3 Magikarps, this is the trolliest thing ever. And then Phoebus rolls out, and I was like, okay, this is still trolly. And then they drop Squirtle, and I was like, what?
Yeah, that's cool.
But then Spark has Magnemite, Mareep, and Pikachu.
I liked how they have starters.
That's what I was going to say. If you look at the grand scheme of things, in the Great League, you're going to have the, first, the basic version of each of the starters, Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu. And then when you look at that, there's a juxtaposition all the way in the Master League where you're going to get the 3 legendary birds, Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos. So you kind of see this transition.
And in the Ultra League, you get the 3 Alolans.
You get, exactly. So they switch it all up and they give this little bit of consistency through the leagues, but it's just nice because this is a free reward every day. So the reward system works, and again, this has been covered at fucking nauseum, but you get three battles that you do against trainers, you'll win rewards, and 1 battle against a team leader will give you a reward. So you can collect 4 rewards a day. It's no guarantee what you're going to get. It could be Stardust. It could be a Sinnoh Stone. It could be 2 Sinnoh Stones. There's people reporting, there was one person that from their 3 trainer battle rewards ended up getting 5 Sinnoh Stones. Because they got awesome. 2 from one, 2 from the next one, and then 1 from the next one. So
I mean, I'm currently sitting at 4 Sinnoh Stones.
Fuck that. I got one last night. I used it immediately. Electivire. I was like, boom! Like within 10 seconds, I used that shit. I was like, I'm going for the dex. I want the dex. But yeah, it is nice having another option to get the Sinnoh Stone because that's the hot shit right now. But the second move, Adam, what are you taking screenshots of?
I just paid for, because I know I just said that I didn't use any of the charge attacks or new charge attacks, but because we just talked about Gyarados, I just gave him Crunch.
Yes. So let's talk about these second moves and how they actually work. So I did this with I I had a 98% shiny Metagross. This is one of my prized Pokemon in my entire collection. I love this fucking thing. And, it had the Bullet Punch Meteor Mash. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how can I increase the effectiveness of Metagross here? And I say, well, I want to provide type coverage against fighting. So Metagross Steel is weak to fighting. So if someone has a Machamp in their party and I bring my Metagross out, I'm going to be in trouble. So I used got the second move and TM'd it into Psychic. So now my Metagross has 2 Steel moves and a Psychic move. Psychic move is super effective against fighting. So now if someone is going to bring out a fighting type Pokemon to take my Metagross down, I can at least do super effective damage in return, giving myself that nice type coverage window over my Metagross and fighting. Those are the strategies that we're going to be talking about and developing over time on the show, because that's really what's going to separate, the Ashes from the Garys in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying. And there's a lot of Garys.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
but there's still limited to the existing TM pool. I really would have liked them to open this up, because that would provide a greater scope of type coverage. But I think that's going to come in time where we're going to be able to expand what moves we can teach what Pokemon. Dual charge moves, they charge at relative rates, so they do not, the energy gain that we know from gym battles and raids does not apply to PvP. So they kind of made every fast move create the same speed, attack, the same gain of energy in relation to the charge move. So if you have 2 charge moves and one in a raid and PvP setting is a 2-bar charge move and the other one's a single-bar charge move, the one that's a 2-bar move will charge twice as fast in PvP, but both moves charge at the same time, at the same rate. So when one move is fully charged, the other one could be just at half charge or 33% charge if it was a 3-bar charge move. So there's a lot of depth when it comes to maximizing your use of the second charge move, because when you use any charge move, it depletes the energy that affects both charge moves. So it's not like you could charge up both moves and then use one and then use the other right away, because when you use one, it's going to take away all that energy that you had stored up. Pro tip, Pokemon, when you retreat and switch out your Pokemon, they retain whatever charged energy on their moves they had. So if you have a charged up Hydro Pump Pokemon that's active, you retreat it. When next time you bring that Pokemon back in, that Hydro Pump will remain charged up. So that's a huge strategy.
You do that twice, you get 2 Pokemon with your charge moves, and then you bring in your last,
and just
you make
boom,
them, do the protect on both.
Yep, exactly.
And then you come in hot, and you're like, all right, Hydro Pump.
And that's the strategy of manipulating the protects, the shields, because when you know that, it'll tell you right at the top of the screen how many protects they have left, and when that's 0, if you have that charge move ready to go, you bring that Pokemon in. If it's super effective, in some cases it could be 50%, if not more, of the total hit points of the Pokemon. So it's a pretty sweet technique. Let's see here. Oh, getting the second charge move is freaking expensive. They definitely put it behind. I remember, Melissa, a couple episodes ago when we were talking about this, you kind of made a joke. You're like, well, what if they make it like stupid expensive? And I'm like, they can't. They have to make it accessible to everyone. And you're like, no, I think they're going to make it really freaking expensive.
Yep.
Get this shit. So they scale the cost to unlock your second charge move based on the buddy distance of the Pokemon you're trying to upgrade. So in the 1 km pool, like if you had a Magikarp, unlocking a second charge move is only going to cost you 10,000 Stardust and 25 candy. Now, luckily...
Well, I just did Gyarados, and it's the same.
Right, because that's as Magikarp candy, 1K. The starters are also lumped into the 1K pool. So getting a Venusaur with Frenzy Plant and giving it a second move, like a poison move or something like that, will still fall under the 1K thing. It's really nice. So even as the Pokemon evolves, it retains its original form, with the exception of babies. Babies are lumped into the 1K pool. When you evolve them, they then go into the respective pool based on whatever Pokemon buddy distance they have. 3KM Pokemon, 50,000 Stardust, 50 candy. Still reasonable, but now you're getting into the land of, you need candy on hand to really do this.
The candy is crazy.
5K Pokemon, 75,000 Stardust, 75 candy. It's a lot of freaking
screw
candy.
that.
Get this shit. A legendary Pokemon, the 20K, so legendary, mythical, Mew, Celebi, and all the legendaries, 100,000 Stardust, and 100 candy.
How the fuck?
Yo, I have 3 Mewtwo candy right now. I want another move on my Mewtwo. I need 97 freaking candy.
Hey, you need to get out there and raid like everybody else and get them rare candy.
That's the thing. It makes you want to raid to get that rare candy. And now it's like
rare candy in the bank.
Those field research that give you 1 candy, and I'm like, fuck that, it's not worth it. Now it's like, damn, all those times I didn't do those, catch 5 for 1 candy or whatever. I was like, fuck, I need that candy so bad.
Yeah, make 3 great curveballs in a row.
Yeah, for 1 candy, you're like, that's not worth it. And it's like,
I'm like, yeah, I just want an encounter. That's pretty much what I do is I look for the encounter quests and that's it.
Yeah, but switching the moves here, I mean, it's so freaking awesome. And again, we're going to be able to dig into this over time as more data comes out. But just from practical use over the last couple days, when a Pokemon is switching out, you can still take damage. Your Pokemon is still taking damage. And conversely, if you're attacking when someone's switching out, you get like 1 pump, 1 tap of charge while the Pokemon is switching out. Yeah, because it shows
the animation of you attacking, and then the next Pokemon comes out.
So you'll see your the charge move actually go up during the window where the Pokemon is switching out. And again, I think they did this to balance so people aren't just switching their Pokemon out all the time. And then there's also a 50-second cooldown on switching out your Pokemon. So you can't like battle someone who's like an asshole. Yeah, exactly, and just trying to draw the game out. To over 4 minutes. I've never seen the timer once. Every battle I've done is over in like 2 minutes. Like it is quick.
Hey, as far as charge moves go, if I'm completely, I have no idea what I'm doing. If I leave a Pokemon in a gym, which attack is it going to use?
That is a good question.
Defending.
Good question.
Will it use it based on which Pokemon they're using to attack me?
Probably.
Well, see, now this is a good one that we're going to have to test out because the way it works now is the defending Pokemon will use the charge move as soon as the charge move is powered up, right? So if you have a 3-bar charge move and a 2-bar charge move, that means that the 3-bar charge move will always be used first because that one's going to charge quicker than the other. Now, we don't know in practice if that's going to be the case, but hopefully, the nerds at like Sylph Road and Go Hub will dig into this for us so we don't have to. But that's a great question. That's something we should definitely, table that conversation and come back to that because I don't know. That's a great concept. It'd be awesome if the AI of the defense is smart enough to say this move will be more super effective or this move will put out more damage if I use it and it'll use the proper move. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'll put a call out to people in my raid group and see what we can find out. Like have somebody take over a gym just to leave that Pokemon with 2 attacks and then use 2 different Pokemon against it.
Yeah, like different opposite types and see if that changes anything. All this is talking about type effectiveness and the changes that happened in the back end of the game, and this is huge. Every calculation about damage, for the most part, in the game has been changed because of this rule set change. And this isn't the first time they've done it in the history of the game. But super effective damage in the main series games of Pokemon, Sun and Moon, whatever, they do double damage. So you use water on fire, you're doing 100% extra damage. It's doubled. Pokemon Go, it used to be a 1.4% modifier, so essentially a 40% increase in damage. They've now stretched that out to 1.6, so essentially a 60% extra damage when your attack is super effective. That is increasing the gap of how important super effective attacks will be in the PvP meta. And again, this affects gyms and raids.
And it should be. It really should be.
Oh, absolutely.
Super effective, should really destroy someone.
And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, when you have, NVE, not very effective damage, it went from being 0.07 to 0.6. So a significant increase. Now, when you do the math of taking a 1.6% super effective attack modifier versus a 0.6 not very effective resistance modifier, it balances out to 1. So now the meta is very symmetrical and balanced where if you have a super effective attack, but I also have resistance to that type, it's going to do 0, 1-to-1 neutral damage. So it's a nice balanced foundation to build all of this strategy on. It's awesome. And hopefully, if this game develops more, I'd like to see them go to, like the Gen 6 type effective, chart that you see online and all that stuff, because the 2 times attack and all that is great, but we're just not there yet in Pokemon Go. And the other third little thing to think about here is, you have your super effective damage. If a Pokemon has dual typings, and I'll give an example here, and you have like super effective times 2 because you're doing effective damage to both types of that Pokemon, if that happens to work out, you can get a 2.56% modifier. So that's when you're going to be just decimating people when you have 2 times super effective. It works the same way with not very effective damage. You can have 2 times, but in the main series games, there's certain types that have immunity, 100% immunity. Ghost and fighting. If you're a ghost Pokemon, you're not getting, in the main series, it just, it has no effect. It would do 0 damage.
Yeah.
In Pokemon Go, it still does damage, but it's kind of like a 3 times modifier. So it does a little bit of damage, but it just takes the not very effective thing an extra step. So here's the example to kind of understand how this could kind of work. So a water Pokemon is super effective against a fire Pokemon. That's the basic rock, paper, scissors, right? But now let's take a ground Pokemon that is up against a Pokemon like Alolan Golem is rock and electric. So ground is super effective against both rock and super effective against electric. So when you're using a ground type move against a rock electric type Pokemon, you're going to get that double super effective modifier. And then if
you've seen this
huge,
already in PvP? You've seen this?
Yeah, Tyranitar is like...
Yeah, it's live now.
End all, be all.
Now, if you're using a ground type Pokemon with a ground type move against a rock electric Pokemon, not only are you going to get that 2.56 modifier on your damage, you're also going to get an additional 20% from stab. So now you're just a fucking wrecking crew at that point. You're just...
Yeah, you just tap at that point and just do the most damage you can. That way here, they can't even use their protect shields against you.
So this is the depth of where we're at with PvP. How we don't even have these buff and debuff moves. We'll talk about that in a minute in the APK. But you can already start to develop exceptionally niche and strategic parties that could have certain cases where you could really dig into a stab bonus and super effective damage. And, really, if you know someone's party, like if someone's talking shit in your Discord and you're like, yo, I'll fuck everybody up in my party, blah, blah, blah. And then you could just build this, build a party against them. Holy shit, man. It's going to be very competitive. And the interesting thing is there's been a lot of talk online of saying this game could never be hyper competitive. There's not enough depth. And I'm like, I call, shenanigans on that. I think that for what this is, the fast paced, just madness, it gives you the perfect amount of accessibility, just being able to tap the shit out of your phone, and the perfect amount of depth where you can really dig in deep if you want, and it really will separate the fun from the core experience. Like, I just think that it's the perfect balance of casual
you can either
and hardcore.
Completely nerd out and take your Pokemon to, like, really sit there and map out what you want your Pokemon to be.
Pie charts and spreadsheets.
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. Or you can just...
Even that. You could still come up against, like, your Pokemon. Somebody could just, by chance, just have that team that goes specifically against those 3 Pokemon
Exactly.
that you thought were the best.
Exactly.
Or they could have 2 charge moves, so they have type coverage over you, and you only have the 1 charge move. So, like, it honestly,
there's so many different ways to play.
It's a pay-to-play if you're not... like grinding every single day to get coins.
Oh, well, the people that have
Stardust,
candy and Stardust right now have a huge advantage in PvP. Huge advantage.
Yeah. I mean, I have candy. There's no shortage of candy because...
See, that's so funny.
Candy.
I have the opposite.
But
I've got tons of Stardust,
but I have
no candy.
yeah. But that's because I invested into stupid stuff like 100% and 100% and fur it and... But, they were worth it, because I will give those guys double charge moves and waste even more Stardust. Because I have, 1,000 candy of Sentret. I mean, come on.
No, I love the way it animates, too. It looks awesome on the profile screen of the Pokemon, and it looks really cool in battle. And, I brought my Metagross into a raid, and, how that all works with the choice and everything. It's just, they did a really good job. They kept it balanced, and Man, it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait for the data to really come out so we can dig in further and really develop some pretty significant strategies here. Okay, I want to give a shout out to a YouTube channel. So I've been digging this YouTube channel lately, FLW Videos, right? This dude does some, vlog style Pokemon Go videos, and they're very informative style videos. It's less gameplay and more knowledge base. So he put together a video that kind of inspired me to put together this little segment here. I'll link to it in the description. Definitely check him out and subscribe. We're going to use Mewtwo as an example here, and he does as well. And when he built this video, this was even pre-PvP. So I'll kind of elaborate on the sentiment that he was putting out in this video. So Mewtwo is the perfect example Pokemon to help explain how type coverage works and how you can develop type coverage with your Pokemon. Now, this is where Melissa's probably going to just glaze over and nerd me to death, but
oh god,
but this is really important. Okay, Mewtwo, a pure psychic type Pokemon, right? Weak to bug, ghost, and dark. So those are the 3 type effective holes in Mewtwo's armor. So we want to worry about bug, ghost, and dark, right? It's super effective to fighting and poison. Okay, because Mewtwo has a massive charge move pool, 7 moves total, including its legacy moves, you can get some significant coverage out of it. So let's say you wanted to have an all Mewtwo party. For the base Mewtwo, of course you're going to want the Shadow Ball Mewtwo, right? But because it has that second charge move pool, if you're weak to Ghost, you can use Shadow Ball against Ghost, and it's going to be super effective. So then that kind of covers your Ghost Pokemon coverage. Now, Mewtwo's weak to Bug. Mewtwo can get Flamethrower, Fire type move. Fire type is super effective against Bug. Now you have your Bug coverage. Mewtwo's weak to Dark. You can get Focus Blast. Focus Blast, fighting move, super effective to Dark. So now you can have a Mewtwo lineup that's not only going to have high DPS, because you're going to just be pumping, damage out with your Shadow Ball, but if they bring any Pokemon of your 3 weak types, Bug, Dark, or Ghost, you're now going to have complete move coverage and cover all those types. So as you're receiving super effective damage from those Bug types, you're at least giving them super effective damage back.
And so with that being said, if you think about it, realistically, Tyranitar is like the number 1 Dark type, and Gengar is the number 1 Ghost type. So you got to assume that those are going to be the only things that really, people have a lot of those because of community. What bug Pokemon comes to mind when you think, oh man, I'm going to get crushed by the stupid bug?
Yeah, exactly.
Pinsir, Scissor, those are the only 2 that are really intense. So you really only need Focus Blast and Shadow Ball.
But again, if you want further coverage against your weaknesses, you would need to develop that. And you can't do that with every Pokemon because every Pokemon doesn't have such a diverse move pool. So it's really going to be tough to kind of choose the Pokemon you want to use just because you have an affinity to them. You want to put a Snorlax in your party because you want to see Snorlax bouncing around. But, how can you use those Pokemon you love and make them effective? So these types of strategies with move coverage and utilizing that increased modifier to super effective damage and working your resistances, this is going to get fucking deep, and I love every freaking minute of it because Melissa, as the filthy casual, she could not care about any of this shit and have just as much fun playing against us who cares about this shit. And that's the fucking joyous harmony of how Niantic has pulled this off that everyone thought they weren't going to be able to do, and here we are, and the same battle, Ken versus Melissa, I'm thinking about all this numbers and bullshit and calculations in my head, and Melissa's just
and I'm looking at ooh, I want to use my shiny.
Can I bring a Snorlax?
I swear to God, I had a Snorlax in my party with both you fuckers, and I couldn't use him. I never got a chance to see him.
She's watching live PD, just tapping on the screen, not even paying attention. I used my protect. Oh, whoops. Oh,
that's not true.
They got to move that fucking protect button because when you're furious and tapping and it just jumps out in front of you, it's I didn't want to use that. They got to move that button.
And honestly, I hold it like a Game Boy and I just kind of double tap it. I'm like,
that's what Ken was doing.
I do that as well.
I do the single finger.
Because
and then listen, to go further, if you're worried about Mewtwo, so you've got Shadow Ball and Focus Blast. If they do have bug types, you just bring a Moltres, and it's got and you want to have the Raid Day one, so it's got Sky Attack and the Fire Attack. So you're like, you've got 4 different move coverages right there.
Yo, I'm telling you, I'm about to start making fucking flashcards of the type effective chart so I can learn this shit like inside and out because like I know it pretty well. And Melissa, like we were talking about it last night, Melissa's like, man, I used to know this shit inside and out. And I was like, yeah, in the TCG it's a little bit different because there's only, a handful of types. I go in the video games, it's 18 types. So that type effectiveness chart is a smorgasbord of colors. There's a lot of data on there, but those who know it are going to have a significant advantage. And I just love how deep, this could possibly get. Super cool. All right, Go Hub's APK mine of 0.131.1. We were going to talk about this last week. Yes, there's a lot. This was all the data of PvP. So this came, it propagated, it released, it was forced. So I don't want to dig too much into it because it's live. We're experiencing it right now. Everything that you see, all the different avatar skin tones and hair color, all that stuff is in there. But the important thing that's still behind the curtain of this APK mine is the addition of buff and debuff sound effects in the code. So just like in the main series games, you can have moves that will influence the stats of a Pokemon in battle. So I hit you with a move. It may do damage to you, it may not. But it could also do something like raise my attack, or lower your attack, or lower your defense. So there's 4 different scenarios and 4 different sound effects. These pretty much match the sound effects from the main series games of when an attack gets buffed or debuffed. So here's the sound effects. We have attack buff, attack debuff, defense buff, and defense debuff. So all the sounds are in the game. This is big. Now, 2 APKs ago, there was a whole deluge of moves that were added to the game, like Octozuka. Remember we were talking about like Octillery special move and all that stuff?
Yes.
A lot of the moves in that dump in the main series had stat bending effects. So hopefully those are going to be the moves that we're going to start to see rolled out in the game that will utilize these buffs and debuffs. That's going to even change the landscape of PvP so much further. It's going to be awesome. I cannot freaking wait to see where this goes. All right, Adam, are you excited for Lugia and Ho-Oh?
I have 100% Lugia, and I have shinies of both. I guess I'm excited for Ho-Oh to try to get a 100% one.
I'm excited. I want the shiny.
I see. I have shinies of both also, but I think that Cresselia was... What I noticed in my area was Cresselia was really strong in the beginning. Everyone was all about it. They really liked it. When you have these month-long windows for raid bosses, it kind of they kind of deflate themselves after like week 3. So people were starting to really lose interest in organizing the do Cresselia. This is going to be a nice thing, replace that. And it runs all weekend. So it's going to be today, Friday, December 14th, through Monday, December 17th. So by the time you hear this, you're either not going to have time or this is already passed. Hopefully you got your shinies. But it's nice that they're putting this in. And then you have one additional day with Cresselia on Tuesday. Shiny legendaries have 100% catch rate. So if you do encounter one, use a pineapple. Shinies are good. I mean, again, new players into the game. Never had a chance to get Lugia and Ho-Oh. I understand why they're doing this. Some people are like, more recycled bullshit. I look at it the way of, it's just letting other players that are new to the game feel welcomed and feel like they can have Pokemon that can compete in the PvP model.
They need an opportunity to have Pokemon that can compete.
Yeah, and they just launched player versus player, so here's a whole slew of people that exited the game because of they didn't have this, and now they brought them back, and then they're like, hey, you want some more legendaries? Here you go.
Exactly. A lot of people stopped playing because they got bored, and now that this is out, they're going to pick it up and re-download it.
This whole month has been like, oh, if you've been away from the game, well, here's everything that's gone on the entire year.
Yeah, it's fucking madness. And what's awesome is my friends list is filled with gifts again. Like, everyone's back in it. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of people that were daily gift givers that kind of tapered off. People are losing their steam. And now that PvP is back and they're in the game all the time, it's like, holy shit, I've got so many gifts now. This is great. Everyone's back into it. So, yes, can't wait to dig further. Adam, do you see the next thing in the show notes here? Did you want to read that little headline right there? It says,
Oh, the one that says Lugia and oh no, we just talked about the return of Delibird. It has been confirmed in the Pokemon newsletter.
I didn't get this. This is the Pokemon Go official newsletter. I'm signed up for the newsletter. I did not get this one, but this was confirmed and official. But go ahead and read the wonderful blurb here.
We have some breaking news. It seems that the delivery of Pokemon Delibird will return once again for the holiday celebration this month. What sorts of surprises will it bring? Stay tuned to find out.
It'll bring shiny Stantler and shiny Delibird. I know it's not confirmed, but Adam has confirmed it. It's been confirmed by Adam, and you know it's real news.
That's it.
Oh my god!
Mega Evolution's confirmed in Pokemon Go. That's it. It's confirmed.
That's it.
No, God. Could you imagine?
Shiny Delibird. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it is.
I want it to happen
honestly,
so bad for you. I want it to happen so
I
bad.
do too.
And I'm going to be
I'll
trading
cry
this
for you.
nonstop.
I'll cry for you. I'll break down and cry. I'll call you. I'm like, it's real.
And I will not stop trading everyone Delibirds until I get 100% something or other. I'm on a mission for 100% shiny, 100% lucky, and 100% just in general.
Dude, the 100% lucky is like that's the holy grail.
That's the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 100% lucky as well.
100% lucky shiny Delibird. Yeah.
Oh, shiny. Yes. Yeah, so there's 4 that I'm looking for.
Will you spend all your Stardust on all your Delibird?
I will spend
even when they
penny.
suck, just to unlock the third move on all your Delibirds for no reason?
I will. I will have Present, and I will have...
Yeah,
Icy
what else do they give it?
Wind.
Yeah, Icy Wind, yeah.
And I think like Fly or... No, Wing Attack or something. Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is...
We still don't know when this holiday event is going to hit. We did see that one line of code that said Winter Event 2018. In 2000,
yeah, but in
What
in
winter
my,
hat
in my
are we getting?
Delibirds, it said no, hold on. I want to go on a rant, so hang on. The 21st is when my like earliest Delibird was caught. So I want to say the 20th or the 21st we'll see Delibird.
Well, in 2017,
days
the event
away.
ran from the 21st to January 3rd. So that was the only window you've ever had in the game to get Delibird. So we're just talking about how they're bringing Lugia and Ho-Oh back for players to have the opportunity to catch them. If you didn't play between December 21st and January 3rd of last year, you've never had the opportunity to catch a wild Delibird. So
all those people that I want to trade with, I'm like, do you have Delibird? No. Are you serious?
because they
No, I
didn't play in that window.
Yeah, no.
But they added
it's disappointing.
during that event. They added 20 new Gen 3 Pokemon Water and Ice types. So maybe we see more Gen 4 Pokemon come with the holiday event this year. We got Santa Hat Pikachu. Trails actually dug up 2 new Raichu variants. A Winter Hat Raichu. He's wearing like a ski style beanie. And also like a springtime Raichu with like 2 flowers in its hair.
Do we really need
Yes.
new hat wearing freaking Pikachu?
But that's
Yes.
no.
But the
No, they need
Pikachu
to
wasn't
bring
there.
the Ash
The
Hat one back.
Pikachu wasn't there though. It was just Raichu, which leads me to believe that they're just going to do this in raids, where if you want the beanie,
special
the
hat.
beanie hat Raichu, you have to do it in a raid. I don't know, but it was found in the code. They also gave us a single-use incubator every day. Remember with the first spin, and there was a box sale. So hopefully they'll bring the incubator thing back too. I'm working on right now I'm doing literally just using my free incubator right now. And I'm trying to build up 9 10K eggs. I want to do, a 9 10K egg burn.
Yeah, I did that, and I got nothing but junk. I got a bunch of Dratinis.
Tripinch, Porygon, Tangela.
Yep. It was awful.
There is a box sale right now, and it's fucking legit. It is really nice. We saw a year ago these special icons for the holiday boxes come in. They're using them now. The special box is now called the Winter Box, but they look like Christmas presents, so they look really cool. But the Ultra Box is a 70% discount. If you're ever going to spend money on this freaking game, do it now, because the Ultra Box is absolutely awesome. 14 raid passes, 12 super incubators, 10 star pieces, 10 lucky eggs. 14 premium raid passes is going to be 1,400, coins anyway. This is 1,480 coins, and you're getting all that extra shit. They were smart. They didn't put berries in the, or balls, which, again, the hardcore players, we don't want fucking berries and balls in these. We don't want to have to pay for that. We're spinning, stops. We don't need that shit. I think it would be nice if they do a 5-item box where you have those 4 items, but they also throw in incense, because that's really the only thing missing, here is the incense. this is an awesome value. And the winter box gives you like a 40% discount. The great box is like a 51% discount. The ultra, again, 70, almost 71%. Spend your money on the game. Thank Niantic with your wallet. Spend fucking money on the game, please. I want to be able to make content forever and ever. I need a game to do it. All right, let's wind down here. I know there's been like high excitement. I've been fucking Machine Gun Kelly right now, just reading shit off. But all cross-gen evolutions, normal and shiny type sprites are in the game. Trials dug up all that shit. I'll link to this in the description because this is pretty cool. During the December Community Day weekend, the whole weekend, there was a YouTuber that did a 30-hour-long stream, played freaking Pokemon Go for 30 hours straight. This is, I believe this was breaking Prodigy's Nation and Pokemon Master Holly when the Mew Quest came out. They both did like 24-hour streams. This dude went for 30 hours and has detailed lists of all the Pokemon he encountered and caught, and it's a really cool look. I never heard of the dude before, but I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out. Give this guy some support.
Fucking crazy, bro. Crazy.
He said he hit the 24-hour mark and was just like, I'm just gonna keep pushing through, and then did an additional 6 hours. Like, so awesome.
What the fuck?
So awesome.
What does he do for his life?
Plays Pokemon Go every day. Mystery boxes are now more effective. Where before you would get 10 Meltan from your Let's Go mystery box, now people are getting upwards of 20. I unlocked one the other day. I got 15. So I have this terrible ADD habit of doing my Meltan box while I'm doing something else. I put my phone.
Oh, you can't.
And I put my phone down for a second. Like I was making the thumbnail, right? I put the phone down for a second. I'm making the thumbnail, and I'm like, "Oh shit, the fucking Meltan box!" I blew like 12 minutes.
You gotta put it on vibrate.
No, not even vibrate. You just need to put the sound on, so when it pops up, you can hear the.
Yeah. It's just like, I was a fucking idiot. Like literally, the phone face down. Like I just had forgot. I totally forgot. I was like, God,
he's done it more than one time too.
Twice. I've done this twice now, where it's like I've blown. It's so bad.
See, I like traded while I had mine going, so I missed like one or two.
Yeah, and I've created a Go Park in Let's Go where I'm depositing all of my Meltans. So when you transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Let's Go, you still get candy. So it's not like it behooves you to give them the Professor Willow. You know, you could give them the Let's Go. You still get the candy for them. And then once you get 25 in a Go Park, you get the little mini game. Blah 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 blah. It's all good. But I think I'm around.
There's a mini game.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
I haven't seen any of
Yeah,
that.
that's where like you're in the Go Park and you have to round up all the Pokemon like a cattle herder and have them follow you and put them into the machine that grinds them up into candy for, in the game. And as you're doing this, there's like Digletts going around in the ground, underground, popping up that are breaking them from being able to follow you. So it's just a fun little mini game. It's not much to it, but again, something to do.
That's cool.
This is a good one I want to talk about here. This was a really good question that someone had brought up on Reddit. And I feel very, very similar to the OP here. So let me pull up exactly what he said. Okay, so the name of the thread is, I love Adventure Sync, but it kills 80% of my desire to use my Pogo Plus or Pokeball Plus. I feel this because, look, if you want to use Adventure Sync, like let's say you're at work, and you're walking around all day, you work retail, whatever the case may be, you're a dog walker. For Adventure Sync to work, you can't have any peripheral attached to the game. The game has to be completely shut out. So people that would normally be attached to the hip to their Pogo Plus or to the Pokeball Plus, you can't use it if you want to use Adventure Sync. So what's worth more to you? The rewards for unlocking 50K or the ability to catch Pokemon in that downtime? I feel the same way, and this is a great topic of conversation because there's times where I'm at work and I'm like, I don't want to shut the game down. I want to at least have my Pogo Plus running. Like, I want to at least be able to catch Pokemon.
Me every day.
But when you do that, you're not taking advantage of Adventure Sync. So it's like...
Well, see, the thing for me is I've been wearing my watch, and then I will sync it, so it works just the same as Adventure Sync. Like, I watch it. Like, I walk from one end of the store to the other end of the store, and I'm like, oh, point three.
Yeah, but doesn't, when you use the Pokemon, the Go Plus and the ball, they should be calculating steps too.
Yes.
Right.
And
it's like missed opportunity.
So
yeah.
really, like, you're not losing anything because...
But this is the difference, though. The way that Pokemon Go Plus and the Pokeball Plus measure distance is the native way that Pokemon Go measures distance, where they're only measuring straight lines in 15-second increments. It's not actually tracking
Measuring steps. Yeah, so that's where you need to decide, well,
what's worth more?
At the moment it's like, all right, well, do I want a couple steps and catch Pokemon, or do I want to just get my steps?
Exactly.
So like, honestly, like, it really shouldn't matter. Like, you
what's
really
worth
shouldn't
more
be
to you?
struggling with it.
Well, I want to, but the thing is, like,
for me, just leave that shit off.
Well, for you, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, like I'm at 20 kilometers right now, and I basically kill my watch every day that I go to work because I'm like trying to get those small amounts of distance, but at the same time connecting my Go Plus and using that while working because I want to catch as many Pokemon. Because my work has been spawning some like crazy spawns. Like I've had Chanseys, Miltanks.
What?
Chanseys?
Yo, I go plus the Chansey the other day at work. I go plus the Chansey.
What?
Yep. I fucking go plus the Chansey. He was like 260 CP.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
And then I've traded that Miltank and that, like, the Chansey I caught, and they were both lucky. I'm like,
what?
How in the world?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I don't want to miss those catches, you know? That's important candy, especially when you need 100 candy on a Chansey to get that second move.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't need 100
like...
for candy. Not for Chansey. You need 75.
Oh, yeah, 75. Yeah. Sorry.
All right, the...
Would you not have Pokemon, Adam? Jesus.
Damn.
I know. God, I don't play Pokemon, sorry, guys.
The Sylph Road Arena. This is fucking big time. We were talking about this last week. It's going to be a third-party league. I'm very excited about this. Both Adam and I are registered with the Sylph Road as community leads, so on community days we could check people into the event, do all that kind of stuff with the handshakes. We're automatically enrolled to be able to now host in-person tournaments via the Sylph League. This is a game changer. So through my local Discord here in the Freehold, New Jersey Discord, it's a very big Discord, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in it. I'm going to be running the Sylph League for the Freehold Discord. So we're going to start doing weekly or bi-weekly tournaments where we're going to be doing physical meetups. We're going to get a bunch of trainers together. We'll meet at a cafe, Starbucks, or whatever it may be, and we're going to have fucking bracket tournaments, and it's going to be awesome. And Sylph Arena makes it exceptionally easy to host these tournaments, track them, get rewarded for them through Sylph Road. It's very, very cool. I recommend everyone checks out the subreddit for the Sylph Arena. I'll link to it in the description. Get involved. It's taking PvP to a whole new level and creating a stronger and, closer knit community at the same time. It's fan-freaking-tastic. Get involved.
I know. I feel like I'm just not there yet. I'm like, I just need to learn the moves better.
Well, I'm telling you got to make some flashcards. I changed my the home screen on my phone to the type effective chart, so that way it's like it's always there on my home screen.
Oh my god, that's right, ridiculous.
Ken, I will.
That's ridiculous.
I will make aside from the Delibird thing, I will make a little chart for you.
Awesome.
So you can look at our Instagram anytime you need that chart.
I have it. I'm good.
Oh, no. Our Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, Instagram.com/GottaWatchMall. Make sure your phone time is set to automatic. People were running into glitches in PvP if their phone times were not synced via their carrier. Like if you put a manual time on your phone, it was fucking up the sync, giving people glitches. If you're doing PvP, make sure your phone time is set to automatic. There was a weird Meltan scaling bug yesterday. It's since been resolved, but people got screwed out of their boxes because they would open their box and Meltan was like massive. It took up the entire screen. And if you had Meltan as your buddy, it was like bigger than a Rhyperior, which has also been fixed. It's scaling, so now it's nice and big. But the Meltan was fucking huge, so big that you couldn't see the arc, you couldn't see the ball, you couldn't see shit, and people were spending 100, 150 balls trying to catch one fucking Meltan because the ball just would not hit it. So it was all screwed up. They've since fixed it. If you got screwed on that, email Niantic support. Maybe they'll do something for you. Oh, Melissa felt the burn of this one. When you're doing PvP, if your bag is full, you will not receive the rewards.
Yeah.
So
my first fucking battle.
I said you probably would have got a Sinnoh Stone and you're on Beat Street.
Speaking about not getting rewards as well, I fucking never got my Adventure Sync rewards.
I'm telling you.
I never got them, dude.
I think you did. You just didn't get the notification.
No, bro. I fucking didn't get them. I did not get them.
It wasn't in her journal.
Journal.
Yeah, it was weird. See, but for me,
Maybe you just didn't actually get out there and walk.
no, she definitely walked at least 5.
Oh no!
She had the game off for 7 days straight.
Oh my god.
I'm sure. Knowing Melissa,
Dude, I will kick you.
she only turned it
I
on
will
because
pulverize
somebody
and
was like, "You can
pancake
use
you."
Lapras and
Just
Snorlax
wait.
in a PvP now."
All right, let's do a quick check-in with the Go Ranger app.
What's up, everybody? It is Go Ranger Matt, and this is the Go Ranger Check-In.
All right, we mentioned this earlier. Cresselia raids are around for another 4 days, so pretty much by the time you hear this, it'll be a bye-bye. But you will have this weekend to do Lugia and Ho-Oh as well, depending on when you're listening. That might or might not be available still. December 26th, the day after Christmas, there is a nest migration, number 74. Make sure you report that shit to the Sylph Nest Atlas. Get involved. I'm going to make sure to just say get involved. That's my new fucking slogan with Pokemon Go. And the December research breakthrough, the random Russian roulette of 3 birds and 3 dogs will be going away at the end of the month as well. So still look out for your Transfer 10 Pokemon field research. That's going to be for the chance of the shiny Mischievous. And that Make a Great Curveball throw for Spinda number 6. Still haven't seen this one. This has been the first Spinda that's like, I have not seen this fucking research at all. It's freaking killing me.
I saw a bunch on the first 2 or 3 days that it came out. Like I literally have probably 10 of them.
Shit.
Holy moly.
But I haven't seen one since.
Wow, weird. All right, let's finally wrap up the show with a battle party. We're going to put together a battle party for the Ultra League. Again, not necessarily based on strategy, just kind of based on what we have. Blankly looking at it, but come on, let's do our jingle. Let's do it right.
Okay.
Let's do it
Wait,
right.
what
Ready?
kind of party are we putting together?
A battle party. Woo, woo,
Battle party. Woo, woo.
Yeah, you could tell we're recording during the day, and my son isn't sleeping because I could do fucking battle party loud as shit. Yeah. All right, again, based simply on looking at CP, I have a 2457 CP Shiny Metagross. I've got a 2366 CP Mewtwo. And just to fuck with people, I'm going to bring a 2358 CP Blissey. Shiny Metagross, Mewtwo, Blissey. Start with some damage, have high DPS in the middle, glass cannon, and then a big fat tank at the end. Nice little mix. And I have some bizarre type coverages just with the 3 of those. Adam, what do you got?
I've got my 2474 100% fully maxed out Chronon with Waterfall Night Slash.
See, now that's huge. When you can get 100% maxed out Pokemon and still be just under the league requirement, that's nice. That's really
some of
nice.
them are just above, and I'm like, great. I spent all that Stardust,
Yeah,
and I can't even use it.
2501.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's upsetting. And then I have a 2406 Giratina with Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak. And then I have a 2361 Mewtwo with Confusion and Ice Beam.
Okay, so
Which is probably not the right move to have. Now
Hey,
that
man.
we've talked about Mewtwo.
Yeah, but you still have. Now you're going to have
But you can always
coverage
change it.
if people bring a dragon. You know what I'm saying? But I've heard that Giratina in Reddit. There's tons of threads of people like rate my party and all this stuff, and a lot of people are using Giratina and saying that it really has a good place in PvP. Hey, shit, I've heard Lantern is one of the best Pokemon in PvP. It's a very hot Pokemon right now. And what I love about this is coming from the TCG world, every so often there would be like a standout card where you go to an event or you go online and everyone's talking about this specific card, talking about this one type, this one thing, they're inserting it into all their decks, and it becomes like the relevant card of the day, flavor of the day. You're starting to see this with PvP, where it's like someone talks about Lantern, and then all of a sudden, now everyone's like, holy shit, Lantern. Everyone starts using Lantern. It's really cool how the meta is developing. I'm very happy.
I think Pokemon Go knows this, and that's why they have that, that task that gives you the Lantern.
I think so. It's a good Pokemon to use. But Melissa, what do you got?
I'm going to bring what my closest that are just like right there as soon as I get to that 2,500 mark, and that's Charizard, my Lucky Lax, and a Mewtwo. I don't know what their moves are.
Ooh.
None of them are maxed out.
So very
None of them
well
are maxed
thought
because-
out. Very
but
well
I
thought
literally
out.
have 30 of each type of TMs. So
Yeah, she's got 30 charge TMs. I have none.
Dude, I have one. I got
fast.
one, and that was yesterday for my Deoxys raid.
And
One.
I've got crazy amount. I've got like 50 rare candy, and I've got mad Stardust. So like, really,
You could power someone up. You could
I
like.
could if I wanted to, but I
I don't know.
no. So
but see, it's like at this
you
point,
know
I
what
want
I'm
to
gonna
give
do?
candy to Meltan.
Ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna fucking dump anything. I'm gonna see how far I can go doing the PvP without really dumping
With zero
anything into
investment?
my shit. Yeah, with zero investment.
That's
with
awesome.
Just using.
That's
That
cool.
is honestly a goal.
Yeah,
That is,
that's cool.
That's
I'm
legit.
gonna be the most fucking filthy, disgusting casual you could ever be.
Oh, that's
and
filthy.
I'm gonna see if I can take you motherfuckers down, being
That's
like the
great.
ultimate casual.
That is so awesome.
You're like,
That's
I
my
just catch,
fucking
I
goal.
just catch this shit, and then I battle you guys.
Yeah, and just fucking
Done.
you can just
Done and
eat
done.
it.
Oh, it's
Eat
like,
my
oh
Poke.
my bag is full. Let me delete these rare candies.
Eat my Stardust.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's gonna wrap up today's show. So much shit. I'm so excited, guys.
Yeah,
wait,
bro,
wait, wait,
my
EX
freaking-
passes went out.
Oh, EX
Did you
passes
guys get
went
any?
out? No,
I
Okay,
didn't.
I didn't either. So.
I haven't rated for shit. And on a weird
I
note,
need to harass someone for one.
my local Starbucks had lost its EX tag. It's back. The EX tag has come back, so I'm excited
the
now.
EX is back.
So, actually, when we finish recording, I'm going to be going to Starbucks to edit. So, hopefully, there'll be some level 1 raids there I could just knock out while I'm there because I'm going to be there for about 33 hours editing. Can't wait. It's great.
33 hours.
But my life is
I get to wake up every day at 5 a.m. and make soup. I love it.
I get to wake
It's
up every
fantastic.
morning at 5 a.m.
Yo, Nacho
Make some
Libre.
soup.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know if anyone picked up on
Yes.
it, but I actually,
Love
Adam,
it.
did you even notice that I inserted a Kung
I get to
Pao
lay in
clip
a bed
into
by
last week's
myself.
episode?
All of my life.
I didn't.
I actually put we were making a joke and we were quoting Kung Pao and you were like, it will be significant. I actually grabbed the clip from the movie and put
Oh,
it
wait
in
a
the
minute. No, I
background.
did hear that. Okay, no, I did listen to it. And that must be why I literally was like walking up the stairs. I was like, it will be significant.
So funny. So if we ever talk about like a dumb movie reference, you know what? Let's talk about a dumb movie reference once per episode, and I'll slip in a little clip from it. I think
right,
that'd be pretty funny.
That won't be hard.
Or he'll cut off your big toe.
Yeah. Oh, the squeaky shoes again.
That's
Yeah.
tender.
That's
Is
tender.
it all just gonna keep coming back to Kung Pao, or are we gonna be?
Probably.
Yes, it's hilarious.
Because
I've
it's
literally
classic, I
I
mean.
just gave a coworker the DVD. I'm like, listen, please, like, just be home, take it for what it is, just try and laugh, just laugh. It's funny.
It took
and just,
me a
just
couple
watch it.
tries. Like the first
It
time,
took Melissa a lot of tries.
It took me a couple tries, but once it's sunk in,
It's just a joke and it's hilarious. Like,
It really is. It's just so fucking stupid good.
Oh yeah,
all
everyone go
from the
watch Kung
beginning
Pao.
all the way to the end,
Oh, so good.
all the way to the intermission.
Yeah.
I've got some yellow liquid for your popcorn.
Oh boy. All right, so coming up next week we're going to be having GoCast Chris.
What?
Yeah, he's going to be coming on the show.
You
Get
didn't
him
tell
on
me
here.
this.
Well, I just did.
Are you not listening?
So
It's fake news.
You know, one of the cool things about the Pokemon Go podcast community is everyone is exceptionally cordial. They're very friendly. They're very supportive of each other. We help each other out. We talk a lot online. We're in each other's Discords. And I thoroughly enjoy GoCast. It is probably my favorite Pokemon Go podcast right now. They take a really nice
Don't let
approach.
Pokemon Go Radio hear you. Jeez.
Fuck those guys. They have it's a husband and wife combo and a third wheel. So it's just like us.
Just like us.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Aw.
Appreciate the love. I'm always the third wheel.
No, but we're gonna have Chris on and really pick his brain because he has a very analytical mind, but he's much more mellow than I am. So it should be a good balance. But we're gonna have him on in the coming weeks, so look out for that. But thanks everyone. Please check out luredup.com for everything that we're doing. Email us info@luredup.com. Leave us a review
Check out
on
our
iTunes.
Instagram too. We're doing
No.
25 days of Delibird.
The 25 Days of Delibird is still going on, and it's freaking fantastic. Adam is crushing it. And you could also see Melissa's ridiculous pull that she got from a booster the other day. Freaking Yveltal GX out of nowhere. I was just like, hey, babe, I've got some boosters. Here, open this. I got shit. She pulls a fucking GX. God damn it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see everyone next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.